Welcome to Synchronicity. Holy fucking shit. Sorry if you don't like swearing for the people who write that on the reviews. This is going to be a swear-laden sailor's potty mouth delight because what the fuck? How about after I did that Keep It Late episode, right? The last one, shit did not get late. Shit did not get late at all. I'm glad I recorded it before. I would say from Thursday to Saturday, I literally just texted Jessa. Because I was like, yo, what the fuck was that? And I was just, we didn't speak about it. We didn't say anything. She's like, Thursday through Saturday was fucking insane. So that was what, like the 19th, 18th to the 22nd, whatever it was. Oh my God. My whole family also, like, they were at the beach and they got this stomach, whether it was physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, people were getting put through the fucking ringer. All right, so this episode, we're gonna fucking unpack what just happened. Oh, just to be clear, what I believe it was, what it felt like to me is, I've been talking about this unconscious masculine, divine masculine, the reckoning that's coming this year, and of course I'm an asshole, and I'm like, oh, I'm immune to it. I've processed all unconscious material in my psyche. Fuck no, I haven't. And even if it wasn't mine, I'm processing it for the collective, because apparently that's the type of stupid fucking job I signed up for. I mean, unfucking real. Jessica just texted me, dude, same. I went through a whole fucking journey of jealousy and insecurity for no fucking reason. Jesus, it was crazy. It was just like processing, like, God, if it didn't even feel like me. That I literally felt possessed. I was just getting weird. I was getting fucking, God, it was like I was possessed by a demon. And one of the cool things about this energy and ascension process is you get to kind of figure out where your baseline is so you can navigate back to it. Like, oh, this is who I am. This is my home, which is helpful. But like when you're in the thick of this shit, I get it. Like it's hard to find that stability. Here's what helped me. I went to the gym. I exercised. Now, that helped a little bit. I listened to music. While I was doing that, it helps. But afterwards, I still kind of found myself floating back into this, I don't know, it felt like I was being weighted down. It was so fucking weird. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like, whatever. So I hit up Sean and Cass. I went over there, floated in their dimensional vortex for a while. Just like they let me flail. That's basically what they provided for me. I'm asking their advice. I'm doing rape. I'm fucking purging in the bathroom. It's just like Maddie. Big shout out to Maddie, who was over there too. She was really bringing the wisdom. She had these muffins. Shit was good. But find your people. Find your support group. Don't be afraid to lean on them. This is that 5 of Pentacles energy. When you're out in the cold and you don't know what the fuck is going on, you need to find your people, man. Find them. Love them. Be with them. And then you can support them when they're going through their shit too. That's the beauty of this, right? Everyone gets to find their people and it's this wonderful thing. But damn, man, what the fuck? It was so crazy. If you've been going through it since this Mercury retrograde, since this, Mars and Capricorn and all these planets constellating in this fucking crazy place, like, I get it. All right, but before we get into the episode, even though I've clearly launched into the episode already, few orders of things to talk about. That doesn't make sense, that sentence, but I'm gonna do it. Ned, CBD, cannabis. Go to helloned.com. Go ahead and pick yourself up some full spectrum hemp oil. Actually, truthfully, I'm gonna change the product because I need this motherfucking chapstick in my life. Yo, Ned, I gotta hit them up. Send me the chapstick. I might even go purchase it myself. I'll use my own code SYNC, SYNC, and get 15% off. It's chap lip season. I got chap lips. I don't know what's going on. Got to go get that chapstick, that CBD, full spectrum. It's magically blessed by me. You could be saying, and I've said this many times before, Noah, that's you're a lunatic. You can't possibly magically bless shit that I order off the internet from this site using the code SYNC for 15% off. You can't do that. It's not fucking allowed. It sounds like that's bullshit. Give it a shot. If you're not satisfied, then I don't know what I'm sure their return policy is generous. I'm sure they will give it back to you, but you will be satisfied because I magically blessed this shit. So that's cool. Again, helloned.com. Use the code SYNC, SYNC at checkout. There's links on all the places you listen and find this. You know what to do. Plus, they're cool guys. Go check out the episode I did with Rhett and Adrian if you want a sense of who they are. Let's support good businesses because that's a good thing to do. All right. Synchronicity playlist, 33rd. Has just been released into the ether. These are on Spotify. You can find them. I'll put a link in this episode, but they're on Spotify. Go follow me on Spotify and you can find all these things. They're in a folder called Synchronicity. Oh boy, the Patreon. Oh, we stepped that reading up yesterday, didn't we? On the 22nd of February. Yeah, I'm finding my groove there. I'm posting things about ketamine, posting things about all the stuffs. I'll also try to start aggregating and posting links to the other podcasts I've been on. It seems like I'm averaging at least a couple a week. So if you're missing those, I'll post those over there. Go join. Really, there's only one level to join now. I don't even think there's any annual memberships left yet. No, there are annual memberships, but the bonus readings I think are gone. I have to go check. There may be one, but I don't think there are. $13.13 level is what you're supposed to be on. I may just axe the other two. If there's not going to be extra benefits for the annual members at this point. But yeah, that's what it is. Join that level. Do not join the fucking $1 level. God, that's only for the annual members because Patreon didn't have a way to get them to switch to the monthly. It was a whole yada yada whole thing. But anyway, that's going on. I'm going to be stepping that shit up over there because I feel a little bit safer and secure. I know I should feel safe and secure all the time, but like this is a publicly accessible podcast I'm putting out here. I can't talk about the wild shit all the time. You know what I mean? Can't talk about that wild shit. I'm a wild boy. So that's over on Patreon. What is it? Patreon.com/synchronicity. That's really fucking easy. Okay. And then I'm doing this special thing. Mercury Retrograde. We got a lot of stuff going on. Right. Mercury Retrograde. Yes. Travel plans, logistics, electronics have been fucking nightmares. Even though I don't want to admit it, it's just obvious. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to let this into my reality too much, but it is obviously something that's going on. But it's also a great time for review. Karmic patterns, things coming up, just beautiful opportunities that may not feel beautiful at the time. They may feel like, what the fuck is this shit? So anyway, if you have those things going on, I opened up these special readings. They're these 22-minute long phone readings. They're available until Mercury Retrograde is over. I believe that's March 15th. I kind of opened up my books for this shit. Last time I did this, I got a flood of people for those Christ consciousness readings. You can book double of these if you want a 44-minute one. I don't think you need it. The more readings I do, the faster we seem to be able to get through major issues. Like a lot, these 30-minute ones I've been doing, it's like the last 10 minutes sometimes is just us hanging, which is cool. But like we're plowing through some shit, and your readiness to actually work through whatever the hell is going on is useful. I signed up for a reading just so like you guys don't because people be like, why do you sign up for reading? Like I get readings all the time. It's fucking great. Karen Runtowski I have on Tuesday of this coming week. So I'll let you know how that goes. But she seems like a special lady. Looking forward to that. Okay, I think we're done with all the business stuff. This episode is primarily going to be about questions. But first I'm going to start with the thoughts and tweets of the past week. This is okay. I hear something playing now. Okay, yeah, cool. It's just Mercury retrograde shit. Fucking it. All right. Tweets. Let's get into this. This is what I'm tweeting on Twitter. It's insane unless you get to hear this breakdown of what these actually mean. Because otherwise, it's like, God, if you follow my Twitter, you're a special type of person. Jesus Christ. All right. Tweets. This is a Neville Goddard thing. Predetermine what you want to hear and listen until you hear it. Do you understand? You predetermine what you want to hear in life. Do you want to hear that you're an amazing person, you're successful, and you're beautiful, and you're attractive, and funny, and hilarious, and cool, and everyone loves you? All right, you've predetermined what you want to hear. Listen until you hear it. Right? Do you understand? Listen until you hear it. Listen. Go through the people in your mind. Create them and have them say it until you really hear it. Right? I know, it's crazy, but that's actually how it works. We are surfing the life divine. What did I call this episode? Cowabunga? I don't know. I probably changed the name. I always say I call the episode of this and then I change it. It's how I do it. But this is what we're doing. We're surfing a divine life. This doesn't mean we are immune from suffering at all times. It means our relationship to it changes and morphs. And we also can take on these jobs of processing things for other people if we so choose. But in order to do that, we got to be really stable. We got to have that balance. As we're surfing, we got to know if we're going to add other people on top of us, like some weird trick surfer person, we got to know we can carry that weight stably and comfortably. Very important, right? That's this act of balancing ourselves. If you want to put the weight on your shoulders, if you want to do that stuff for others, which is you, great. But just know what you're doing here, all right? Cool. All right, feel the grip of your salvation. That's from a Ween song, Tender Situation. What that means is everything. Your salvation is right there. Just reach out and take it. And what I mean by salvation, it's this feeling of peace, joy, ecstasy, love, harmony, right? That's what we're looking for, right? It's the feeling of being loved and loving. It's amazing. You're going to love it. You're already doing it. Okay. Here's some things not to forget. Don't forget that you're always loved and supported. Always. For real. You're always loved and supported. And you know how I know that? Just because that's the genesis, that's the root of everything. Start there. Always love and support yourself. See it expressed by other people in your life. Don't forget that fear is optional. It's a choice. It is something that we put ourselves through to teach ourselves things, but it's optional. You can jump off that ship whenever the fuck you want. And if you're in the grips of it, that's okay. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? Don't forget that it's easy if you want it to be. Okay, it's easy if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be easy. It's not like anyone says, hey, here's easy level on the video game. You can go super brutal level, right? But it's easy if you want it to be. Don't forget that. Okay, there's no fiction. There's no random, and you're always in control, right? This is just a fact. It's just it's a law. No fiction, no random. If you write something down and it seems like a fictional story, even no matter how crazy it is, rest assured that is being outpictured in some aspect of reality, some multi-dimensional place that's happening. Also, if you write down things for you in your life, in this reality, see what happens. See what happens. Write your own story. I don't know if you need to do it all the time. It might get a little too freaky, but give it a shot. No such thing as fiction. Okay. Feed your desires as you let go of expectations. Do you know what this means? This basically means that find the things that you want, but don't try to shape exactly how it's going to happen. You feed your desires. You say, I would love to feel in a constant state of ecstasy, joy, peace, love, harmony. I'm not going to expect that to happen on Tuesday. I'm not going to expect that to happen because I did this. It's just going to happen. Let it go and see what happens. That's it. Feed your desires, though. Don't judge them. Don't push them away. Don't think they're stupid. Just feed them. Feed them with your loving thoughts and feelings. That's it. If you find yourself in doubt or fear, don't fight it. Let it show you what you're about to transcend, okay? Don't fucking fight that shit. Don't fight it. Fear is real good. If you start fighting it, you're squaring up with fear. You're, yo, I'm going to hit you in the face. Fear is going to pop you so fucking hard. You're going to be on your ass and you'll be like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Be blacked out. Your friends will all be around you. They'll be like, yo, you okay? You'll be like, what happened? What happened? So you just got knocked the fuck out by fear. Don't fight it. Because you know why you don't want to fight it? He's not actually, I'm like saying he. Fear, totally anthropomorphized fear in this one. Fear is not there to fuck you up. It's not what he wants to do. He's like, yo, here I am. What are you going to do with me? And what you're supposed to do with him and be like, dude, it's all good. I'm about to move just here to the side of you and keep it moving. But you gotta you got to just chill out a little bit. It's all good. Thank you for showing me the path right here. And then fear will be like, oh, no problem. Thanks, man. All right, I'm gonna go move on to someone else and see if I can't get that. There's some fisticuffs going. And fear wants that fight sometimes because it strengthens it and it feeds it. But what fear really wants is to be transcended and shown the way itself. Because then fear follows you, right? It follows you not in a way of like, oh, I'm following you, I'm haunting you. It's just like, oh, you transmuted me into a beautiful, wonderful thing, and now I'm your buddy. I'm gonna come with you. That's what fear wants. Fear just wants to be your buddy. That's all. Not in a weird way, not in a bad way. Okay, so let it show you what you're about to transcend. That's what I'm saying. Doubt, worry, fear, anxiety. You're going to transcend that shit. That's a beautiful thing. And the reason it's beautiful is because as you transcend it, truthfully, you know how you did it. You did it with your mind. You did it with your feelings. You did it with your consciousness. That's incredibly powerful. You can share that with anyone, anytime, in any situation. Why do you think I have a podcast? I didn't even know I had this podcast until I figured out how I could do some of this shit. And now it's all I talk about because it's fun. Okay. When you get the ball, take it to the motherfucking house. What this means is when you recognize what's going on in your life and you're in control, take that shit to the house. Touchdown. You understand what I'm saying? You've got the power. I've got the power. It's a real loose episode. This feels good, just to be clear, because I was in the thick of it. Man, I was dealing with jealousy and insecurity to the max. And it just felt so foreign to me. It felt so fucking foreign to me. And I was like, I'm processing some shit for myself and for other people. And it pings me. I still feel it ping me a little bit. Ooh, what's that? What's that? But it's okay. I know what it is now. And I'll go, oh, okay. Ooh. Just needed for a minute there, I lost myself. You know, Karma Police, the Radiohead song? For a minute there, I lost myself. That's what happened. It's okay. You find yourself again. It's no big deal. Okay. But just take it to the house when you find that inner foundation and stability. It's great. Okay. Rely on your destiny. Your destiny is to wake up to who you really are. That's God. That's everything. It's everything. Okay. So just rely on that. You're good. Like I said, your salvation is already here. You just have to reach out and take it. Like that's you. You say, oh God, I'm in charge. Oh, amazing. I'm actually always in control. Even when shit's gnarly, that's me trying to teach myself something. Teach myself something. I'm a leprechaun. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Here's some things that are important. Strength and prosperity are funneling into your being at every single second. Wake up to that. Wealth and power are at your fingertips. That's Boognish from Ween, right? I know this is not making sense to some of you, but Boognish is the deity that Gene and Dean Ween summoned when they were 14 years old. It's only appeared to them twice, to the best of my knowledge, and it symbolizes wealth and power. So this is a god. You can create your own gods, but you are God. I say you are gods. Do you understand? You are gods. You have descended from the heavens, from this heavenly, divine, omnipotent state. Everything. You have descended, not in a bad way. You didn't fall. It's not like a bad, I tripped and fell. Like you chose to come down into the body of man, woman, right? These bodies we have. Your function is quite literally to ascend back to the state of God consciousness. And here's the good news. It's super fucking fun. And it doesn't have to be weird in a bad way. It doesn't have to be like, I'm God now. I have no desires and I have no wanting of everything. I just with peace and love for everyone. That's fucking lame. That's not what it's about. You know what really becoming God is oh shit, I remember what I'm supposed to do here. Am I supposed to play music? Am I supposed to tell jokes? Am I supposed to create healing? Am I supposed to be an agent of chaos? Who the fuck knows? You figure it out. You'll click into it and be like, this is perfect. This is great. Okay. Have you realized it's unfolding perfectly yet? Everything, all of the time, is perfect. If you don't like the way it seems, change it. Still perfect. Got it? Cool. Pisces season started. Holy fucking shit. I've cried 5 times since Pisces. I wrote this. When I wrote this, it was 5 times. It's probably been like 8 times since then. And I fucking love it. Cry it out. Especially guys, men, masculine people. Cry this shit the fuck out during Pisces season. Get it out. Ascend to Jesus level consciousness, Christ consciousness. Just cry it out. Feels great. Cry from tears of happiness. Cry tears of sorrow. Cry tears of joy. Cry tears of ecstasy, of Just mourning of grief is the best. Just get it out. Feels good. Cried for like 10 minutes the other night. It was a 10-minute song and I couldn't stop crying. Jesus. Felt good though. Felt real good. Don't accept what you don't want. Some shit happens in your life and you don't want it. Don't accept it. It's that simple. I do not accept it. Do not react to your senses. Do not react to your mind spinning narratives. The worst thing you can do is create those if you keep dwelling on them and feel them so much. But the best thing you can do is just recognize and be like, nah, I'm good on that shit. I'm totally good. I don't need that in my life. Some other shit's going to happen, right? Don't accept it. Don't take the feedback of your senses so literally all of the time. Okay. Stress is no longer the only tension that's needed to propel you up the fiery spiral of ascension. Try music, try laughter, and try love. Those are all tension things as well, and they're great. Okay. Have you realized you're the strongest you've ever been yet? You have. Oh my God, you are. Did you know that? Look back a year ago. How are you doing? You're stronger now, aren't you? Holy shit. Get ready for that to continue for the rest of your life. Pretty cool. All right. Loving any state or mood you no longer desire dispels it. This is a weird one. I thought it'd be the opposite. Like when I was getting jealous and insecure, I thought if I loved the jealousy and loved the insecurity, it would strengthen the jealousy and insecurity. No, it didn't. It did the opposite. You go, oh my God, jealousy. I love you. Thank you for showing me that I'm able to feel like this. Thank you for showing me the correct path. Thank you for showing me that this isn't a state I desire. Love it. It's like a friend who's just acting like a dick and you laugh at them. It's like, oh my God, you're such a dick. That's it. It's no big deal. That really works. That was a fucking mind bender. And when I learned that, it taught me a really powerful judo flip move when we're stuck in these states, right? You feel it. Oh, you feel that jealousy. You feel that insecurity. No one's going to love me. I listened to Donny Hathaway's Jealous Guy from the 1971 live version like a million times. So also like find a song or find some shit that just like, go into that feeling. So good. Love it. God, just think if there was no jealousy, we would never have that song by Donny Hathaway, Jealous Guy. I think it's kind of worth it. I think collectively us going through the suffering of jealousy at various times in our life until we finally dispel it, I think it's worth it for that Donny Hathaway song. So, it's each their own. Here's a really powerful thing. Okay, this is a new technique and you've done it and you'll do it and you'll continue to do it. Throughout the day, catch yourself as you realize you are embodying love, as you are love. You go, oh my God, I'm love. Holy shit, I'm love. I'm actually love. Then energetically spin that out to everyone around you. It literally feels like spinning. Spin it out internally. Spin it out as far as you can. It's like this big circle. You spin it out to everyone around you. So if you're on a train, spin it out to everyone on your car. Spin it out to the rest of the train. Spin it out to the world, to the universe, to the multiverse, everything. Infinity. Do it wherever it feels comfortable. All right. Spin it out as far as you can. There are no limits. Feels great. Only takes a few seconds and it changes lives. You'll love it. Just test it. Just do that. That's all it is whenever you're feeling really good. Like, oh, I feel so good. Just spin it out to everyone around you. Share it. You don't have to do anything. You don't say anything. You say, I'm spinning out my loving energy. Fucking weirdo. No, just do it internally. Feels great. Okay. Have you realized that everything in your life you have specifically put there to show you who you really are yet? Everything, including me. Everything is here for you to wake up to your own power. Holy shit. That's fucking cool. It always works out perfectly. So why worry? What's the point? Why worry? I mean, worry exists to show you that you can transcend it. But other than that, I don't know. And then finally, we'll leave with a Neville Goddard on these tweets. Your level of being attracts your life. If this is what you are putting out in the world, if you're feeling amazing, if you're dealing with your issues, if you're doing the shadow work, if you're plunging into the fears and you're using your desires to propel you upward, guess what, man? That shit funnels into your fucking life and it is the best. So that's very important to remember. All right, let's get to the questions. We got a lot. Okay, that was pretty good. Good start to the podcast, but do say so myself. All right. Question number one. I desperately need some direction. Where should I start? The cards guide, the mantra ladies book, a reading from you. I really need some direction. My psychedelic journeys have been fun, but have not provided the clarity I am seeking. I'm not yet able to do ayahuasca due to my medication. Okay. Direction is fine. Pick the one that feels most resonant with you. There's no wrong answer. Where you start, where you go, what you do. I mean, the wrong answer is not doing the reading with me, duh. But there is no wrong answer. All of these things, readings, astrology, whatever they are, tarot, divination of any sort, therapy, they're going to show you that it's you. Okay. You have the direction. You know what you need to do. If it doesn't feel like that, just start trusting yourself to put you in the place. Go sign up for the thing you want to sign up for. Ayahuasca and medication, I'm not sure what the exact conflict there would be. I mean, I'm sure there are people who are on medications that prevent them from taking ayahuasca, but I don't know. That may be some obstacle you've set up in your life. Maybe that's an invitation to look at the medication you're on. I don't like to tell people to just dump their pills, and I don't tell them to do that. But if you're on medication and it's preventing you from doing something you feel like you need to do on a deep spiritual level, that needs to be investigated. That's all. Just investigate it. Go to the doctor, go to your family, have an honest talk with yourself. Start using these techniques to really deeply dive into what you want. What are your desires? How do you want to feel? Start there. That's the easiest thing to do. You don't need to do readings to get this shit at all. It's not important. So yeah, I mean, just the direction, appropriate a state of direction, appropriate a state of clarity, right? We do this with our feelings, our emotions. I feel clear. Everyone around you saying, wow, you've made such great decisions. How'd you do that? Hear it, see it, feel it, love it, live it, be it. That's fun. All right. Number 2, do you think science like astrology is a stable imaginal act? All right. So this is a long question and I'm going to read most of it, but let me just say, yes, of course it's an imaginal act. Everything is an imaginal act. None of this shit is as real as we think it is. It's stable imaginal acts. It's us pushing through aspects of reality. We're pushing them through a filter. And science is one of those filters, and it's empirically testable, and we love it. And we're like, oh, we make these observations, and then they're true. But that's for everything. Scientific materialism is a not so stable imaginal act. It's coming apart at the seams. People are clinging to these versions of reality that they know don't make any sense. Imagine trying to be like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Richard Dawkins and be out here spouting all of this stuff about how, it's just our brains and yada, yada, yada. And so everything is so reducible to just material states. And then in between that, going home and getting in fights and being subjected to all these energies and all this stuff and the divine feminine. Holy shit, that doesn't seem fun at all. You can only hold these incongruent, perspectives on reality for so long until it starts just fucking with you, because the truth is it's all you. Right, so you can hold that view of science being this final arbiter of truth and justice, but as soon as there's anything that comes in to disprove it, you got a real big problem, and then you have to cover up your tracks. And this is kind of how we get into the academia of science, where it's not really about pushing the boundaries of what we know. It's about confirming and stabilizing the known, right? Saying, okay, well, this is what we know, so let's just keep confirming this rather than pushing it all the time. Now, luckily, there are many people outside of the confines of academia when it comes to science who are making tremendous discoveries related to paranormal stuff, energetic, just weird shit that seems like it shouldn't happen. Also, science and spirituality are merging. This is something I, 20 years ago, very much realized. I've heard Jessa talk about it explicitly. It seems like about 20 years ago, she got the same download. And it's happening. I know people who are literally working on this, right? It's incredible. So we'll see that. But let's get into the question here. Okay. A bit of context, if it helps, they're saying. I'm paraphrasing, but on an episode you recorded with Jessa back in November, you brought up science and how it will eventually catch up to the point where everyone will just accept these higher dimensional abilities as fact. Got me thinking about my current relationship to science. For many years, I dealt with a metabolic disorder and found the work of a health researcher, artist, philosopher named Ray Peat. His completely different understanding of thyroid hormones and metabolism were instrumental in my return to health. I became kind of a scientist for those years who tracked my temperature and pulse after every meal and logged my supplements obsessively. The more data I acquired, the more I was able to solve chronic issues with this new framework for how the body works. Pete's key idea is that energy and structure are interdependent at every level. Unlike much of the health world right now that still views the body as a machine with isolated parts that can be fixed, his holistic, everything is connected model provided actual results for me. I began to get a kind of buzz from reading his very complicated articles and realizing I was starting to grasp them and apply them practically. Much like people talk about hacking abundance, it felt like I was hacking health. Cool, dude. When I got into Neville Goddard last year, I swung the complete opposite direction and threw out my hard-earned scientific background and protocols. This reality is all an after effect of the imagination, right? And if I'm imagining myself as healthy, why would I need to be so obsessive about my diet? Well, within a few months, my thyroid was suppressed and I was experiencing energy crashes and many other symptoms of the metabolic disorder. I recommitted to my diet and other health protocols and have regained health once again. So at least for me, through direct experience, it seems biology is somewhat stable and I found a good balance between Ray Peat and Neville Goddard that is currently serving me well. While I'm on this topic, I'll leave you with this question and answer from Ray Peat that almost feels like you or Neville could have said it. Great, here we go, because I have my own thoughts on this, and it's probably what this guy's going to say. Question. So if someone has experienced a child trauma but also had thyroid problems, could the healing of the thyroid heal the emotional trauma all at once? Or would the person still have to do the work of getting in touch with their feelings about it? I do think feelings are like energy. They can't be studied. Could the increased energy from thyroid bypass the need for direct emotional healing and coming to terms with all the fears and blind spots created by the emotional trauma? Yes, no, yes is the answer. Nothing is stored. It's like past are all present in the same room, and we periodically have a different perspective on them. When the present balance of stuff, toxicants, euphoriants, etc. is good, you can think and feel what you want to about things. Okay. All right, okay. Let's get into this. This is a really interesting. Thank you for this question. This is fucking amazing. And this is the type of stuff we have to do and address if we want to bridge this gap between the spirit energies and all that stuff and the physical 3D world that we live in, which we still live in, which is great. Yeah. Okay, so you very much believe and resonated with this biological framework that Ray Peat has put out, and it worked for you. So you believed it, and you believe it. So, of course, that's a stable imaginal act. And to try to just wholesale get rid of it seems like not the best approach. You can do it sometimes. I can do it. It's called jump cut. I call it jump cutting. It's just like completely doing a 180. But it's not without its own, potential pitfalls. And one of those is if you do that, you may not have actually changed your belief. You may have just intellectualized or conceptualized some aspect of imagination creating reality. And then, of course, your real belief that your thyroid and these things that you were doing completely changed your life and you experienced that through your direct experience, that you're going against that. So getting to the root of it and the bottom of it is very important. Now, let me say this clearly. I do agree that nothing is stored, nothing is really there. It's just when you get to this base level of consciousness, you don't need all those protocols and dieting and supplementing and all that stuff. That may be how naturally it emerges for you to be in a state of optimal health, and that's great. But you don't need that. If we really understood this and could feel it, you could change your body literally before your eyes. You could make yourself fat and in perfect health, make yourself thin and in terrible health. Like, it doesn't matter. But that's not really what we're here for. We're here to learn these things, find what works for us. I think you got a great example and demonstration of the power of biology and, believing in a protocol that's outlined and delineated. And you also got a wonderful kind of introduction to what's maybe underlying that. And I think Ray Peat's belief in his system through his direct experience inspires and helps a lot of people. So great job. But don't make the mistake that it's him. Don't make the mistake it's Neville Goddard. Don't make the mistake it's me. It's you. It's what you believe in. Your ability to adapt and be malleable with your beliefs and feelings quite literally creates your reality in this world. Question number 3. Still haven't heard from aforementioned person in months. Also had a reading with Jessa recently. She said he's probably not coming back. Okay, so this was someone who had asked me to imagine someone coming back. And I always tell people that you got it. I don't question their desires. I don't even energetically, if I feel like something is off, I just say you got it, because this always leads you to what the perfect thing is. So this person is considering it kind of like a failure because they were imagining to get this person back and they didn't. And they go, I feel bad about myself because I want to believe that I'm the creator. You are. But when I thought this partnership was actually totally real and it felt it already happened in the other realm, but then it doesn't get reflected back at me here, it makes me think I've got it all wrong. I'm sure everyone gets stuck. It's just a huge blow to my confidence. I'm trying to pick up the pieces and move forward. Okay, I mean, you haven't listened to me. You haven't listened to me at all. I'm sorry. I'm going to get into fucking daddy discipline mode again. You're reacting. You have expectations. You want it to happen now. You want it to happen then. You want it to happen it this way and that way and that and this. And then when it doesn't happen, you react. And that's like, don't take this the wrong way. I do this shit all the time. You're acting like a baby. That's all it is. This doesn't work like I believe it and I feel it. Therefore, I am entitled to it. On a deep, deep energetic level, that is exactly how it works. But on a conscious, objective level, no, sir. No, ma'am. That's not how it works. Your test here is to not react to these things. If this is someone you really want in your life, right, then they will be in your life. But if you expect it to be in a certain way, in a certain permutation, and you're so tied to that, and if it doesn't happen, it sends you careening off course, that ain't it. That's not what you're supposed to learn about this. The truth is when you know this person is coming back into your life, if they're for you, if you really want that, they'll be back in your life. But again, really wanting something may be a signal that there's some imbalance there, that maybe that desperate longing and need, and I don't know, that doesn't feel stable. It doesn't feel like something that you'd want in your life until you were ready to stabilize yourself and know that it's possible for that. Like Jessa or me or anyone else, people hear this a lot in my readings. I'm not a fortune teller. I can do it. I have the ability. Sometimes people drag it out of me and I go, oh, you did it. I don't want to do it. I want you to select your reality that you want to experience. Know you're doing it and then have you do it. Someone in the Patreon reading, had a question about 3 places and they asked me to energetically suss out what was best for them. I did do that, but like for the most part, I just want you to know that you can do whatever you want. No one is going to give you no one's going to tell you no. You're the only person who's going to tell you no. You definitely don't have it all wrong. When you're saying it doesn't get reflected back to you here in this world, just let it go. Let go of the desire to have it immediately be reflected back to you. Just let it go. Move it on. That's what the mirror is for. The mirror technique is you give yourself the qualities and you just keep it moving. That's it. That's all it takes. A nap, a night of sleep, of calibration. Just relax. It's okay. And, if this person is meant to be in your life and that's really what you want and you feel that is the right thing, you got it. For real. 4. Is the mirror technique basically giving yourself a state of consciousness or actual physical things? That part confuses me because honestly, I don't know what the fuck I want, so that in and of itself is hard to imagine. I have a good civil service mental health job and I'm too afraid to leave it because of stability. Haha. The irony is not lost on me. I work in mental health. I love that part of the joke. Anyway, gonna dive into Neville and sitting ayahuasca next month for the first time. Wish you luck. Wish me luck. You luck. You got luck. You got it. You're good. The mirror technique is whatever you want it to be. You can give yourself physical things. You can imagine cash raining around you, all of these things you've ever wanted, a place you were, you can see yourself there. Of course, what you will eventually realize is that all that stuff is kind of meaningless unless you appropriate a state of consciousness that can accommodate it, right? You don't want to have all the money in the world and be able to be completely insecure about who you are. That sucks. It makes it worse. You don't want to have a loving, beautiful, amazing, transcendent relationship and be knocked off because of something like jealousy or insecurity, right? That's why, personally, that's why I put myself through the ringer on some of this shit sometimes and collectively process it for myself and others. I don't want to be surfing these waves super fucking high and be able to be knocked off them. If I want a transcendent relationship, that's what the fuck I want. That's what I'm going to get. So when it comes to not knowing what you want, I find that to be a cop-out almost all the time. It's jumping off your desire train before you actually see where it's headed. And you know where it's headed. You can go up and know, and you bought that ticket, so you know. Don't push something away because it feels incongruent with your life. Don't push it away because it feels like you can't have that thing. That's wrong, right? So don't say you don't know what you want. You know what you want. You want to be chilling. You want to be working. You want to not be working. You want to be writing. You want to be creating. You want to be relaxing. You want to be fucking. What do you want to do? You want to do something. You came here for a reason. Trust me, you will leave this earthly plane when your desires no longer exist. Trust me. You'll leave it sometimes before then. You'll come right back 19, 20-year-old version of yourself. That's what happens. For real. Bodhisattva's vow, we've all taken it, I believe, who are listening to this podcast. That is the firm commitment to stave off your enlightenment until everyone else realizes what's going on, right? You ferry them across the seas of suffering to the transcendent nature of reality. So that's why we keep coming back 1920, because we cool as fuck. All right, question number 5. So I was wondering what your thoughts are on how much time should pass once a thing has been imagined. I saw a post on a Reddit thread that suggested that it's taking months for something to manifest. You're doing it wrong. Oh, fuck those people on Reddit. I mean, like, here's the thing. I pop in on the Neville Goddard Reddit once in a while, and it's usually just people saying how big their dicks are, or saying success stories, which is great, or just trying to just flex on people. I understand this imagination shit better than you. Psh, you're doing it wrong, bitch. It's like, what? Imagine. Don't imagine. This is not needed to imagine. It already happened. But if 20 years ago, 17, 18 years ago, when all this shit happened to me, and all this stuff that's now unfolding in reality right now, 17, 18 years later, imagine if I just said, nah, it's not possible. No, it's never going to happen. I forgot about it, truthfully, but I never negated it, and therefore it happened. Taking months for something to manifest, you're doing it wrong. What are you trying to manifest? What are you trying to manifest? If it's a state of consciousness, yeah, I would say that sounds like a long time, but what are you trying to manifest? Trying to manifest $20 billion? It's not going to happen in a few months. Trying to manifest a radically different world for yourself, yeah, that might not take a few months. That may take a few days, may take a few weeks, but the time component is a trick. Time doesn't exist. It's your level of being that you're altering here. So in some ways, they're saying if it's taking a few months and you're really diligently doing this stuff, yeah, maybe there's some aspect of your being you haven't fully integrated or realized yet, and you're being asked to take a look at that. So, I didn't even say you had the rest of the question. Okay. Oh, shit. The post rubbed me the wrong way, as it felt a little shamey towards those who feel like they're struggling with the sensory passage of time between when they do an imaginal act and when the imaginal act shows up in 3D. Also, if you have the time to answer another question, would you recommend doing one imaginal act at a time, or do you see a problem with going through several in a sitting? Okay, totally right. Yeah, it's a shamey answer. You're doing it wrong. Guess what that person's doing? Yeah, they're doing it wrong. And they're not. It's all perfect. It's a dance that everyone does. Yeah, it's a little shamey. It's a little judgy, and that's definitely not clicking it in. Imaginal acts, I like states of consciousness. Appropriated state of ecstasy. Ecstasy would imply all of your dreams are coming true. You know what those are. They will inevitably come true. You can go through imaginal acts as many as you want. I find that to be time-consuming and a little distracting. So I pick bigger things. I'll set my posts in the ground and allow them to unfold perfectly and not react to things when they don't. And if I do react, I found that I put people in my life who can deal with that shit, and I love them for it. So that's incredible. Truly, that's true love. When people can put up with your bullshit and not hold you to a lower, limited version of yourself, that's real love. Okay. Question number 6. This past week has been wrapped up in a bit of fear for me, as I've unintentionally imagined and felt someone dying in my family. This is not something I want to manifest at all, but I can't seem to stop thinking about it. And the more I try to compassionately swipe it away, it keeps coming back in a very pragmatic way. How can I release this thought, and truly believe that this won't happen anytime soon on my timeline? Oh, good question. This applies to everything, not just, imagine someone dying. This could be imagine someone cheating on you. Imagine someone, lying to you. Imagine someone, going behind your back and talking shit about you. Any of these things, right? Oh, God, these weird narratives. It's just you. You're working through something. Since this is related to death, this is you. It's so interesting, isn't it? Right? This is you. You're about to die. A version of you that believes that by thinking about something, you're going to will it in like some bad thing. No, friend. You know what's really dying is the part of you that realizes or that thinks this world is suffering and bad and not good and you can't get away of thoughts. You've already released it. Know that. Know that you've already released it. I mean, I don't know when you wrote this question. I bet you've already experienced some release from this. It won't happen on this timeline unless it's there to show you something very clearly. But rest assured, you wouldn't be creating it. And second of all, it doesn't feel like this is going to happen. This feels like a death anxiety issue that you're going to show yourself you can transcend. That should make it easier. You don't have to buy into these narratives our thoughts give us, right? Becoming psychic, becoming clairsentient, becoming clairvoyant, all of these things, yeah, they're incredible. But if we lose our bearings on how to use them, oh man, not good. Not good. To me, energetically, this does not feel like anyone dying in your family. I mean, listen, we're all going to die physically at some point, but I mean, you may be tapping into that some future state. But yeah, release the feeling by loving it. Say, what are you? I love this feeling of being scared of someone dying in death. Like, wow, how powerful must I be to think that that is even something I should be afraid of? What an interesting thing. Just sit with it, take a nap. Imagine the feeling of not being concerned about this. You do that. You just don't give a shit anymore. It's all good. That's good. That works. 7, clear cognizance. How do I navigate through things I know before they happen? Similar answer to the last question. You pre-select and feel what you actually want to happen. Clear cognizance is tapping into potentially a collective imagining, but you're in control. You're in control. If it doesn't feel comfortable when you have clear cognizance, then maybe tamp down that skill or talent or superpower until you're ready to deal with it. It's also malleable. You pre-select. There could be something that you were very sure is going to happen, and then you go, oh, no, I don't want that. There's no reason for that. It's silly. It's not needed. Don't react to your senses, too. If you see something confirming, like, oh, no, this thing I thought was going to happen, and now it's looking bad, and it's happening, just don't react. Be like, no, it's not. No, it's not. That's all changed. It's all good. Okay, question number 8. It seems pretty immature to say this, but I have to be honest that I feel pretty much the same way about making money and jobs that I did about homework and school when I was a kid. I'm not sure how to resolve these feelings. I really do try to have a good attitude when searching for work and when starting a new job, but I never achieve a real internal shift, and it's always ended in firing or losing work in one way or another. I'd be willing to bet that you're going to recommend revision, but I've been unable to find the source of this tension, and I'm kind of stumped. Seems like it's just the way I've always been, and it's made it intensely difficult, if not impossible, to function in this world. If there's any insight that you have that might help point me in the right direction, it would be greatly appreciated. Oh, I mean, just from the writing, you can feel it. Like you're too tense about this. Too tense. Just relax and let it go. Feel it. You're running these patterns and narratives about what has happened and how you are. Maybe just making money and jobs means something to you that it doesn't actually mean. You're allowed to make money from doing stuff you love. You're allowed to do a job that you enjoy. Those are all possibilities. If you've negated them for yourself, no wonder it's going to feel like homework and chores. It's like when you get a book in school. They're like, read this fucking book. You're like, this book sucks. Then later when you're not in school, you're like, I like reading. Let me pick up an interesting book and go, I love this book. It could be the same fucking book. It's just you got to change your approach to how you feel about this stuff. If you're saying, I got to be honest, I feel pretty much the same way about making money and jobs that I did about homework. Well, there you go. There's the source of your fucking problems. There's the root issue. I had to turn on the heat if you hear it in the background. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is here's what I recommend also for people. If you have a question and you're writing it out, not just to me, for anything, write it out and just notice the energy behind what you just wrote out and notice the words you say. I feel like this. I try like this. Here's another thing you said. I really do try to have a good attitude when searching for work and when starting a new. Don't try. Do it. Have an amazing attitude. Do not look for work. Do not look for a job. Do not try to think about what you should do until you feel fucking great. Just wait. If that takes fucking 2 months and you feel like a fucking degenerate and your whole life is falling apart, so doesn't matter. Don't react to it. Wait until you feel. You can invoke the feeling. I highly recommend that. Oh, I feel like I'm very much ready to have a job I love and appreciate and make money from. But don't run these old narratives. I mean, it's just not worth it. I don't say don't for any value judgment on that. It's not worth it. It's kind of a waste of time. All right. Last question, number 9. I've been on this journey of self-improvement for a couple years now, and I'm getting to the point where I really need to leave this old environment behind. There are things tying me down to my location, general location, but I've been working on narrowing my friend group and focusing on goals. Some of my acquaintances see my progress and want in on the magic. I want to help, but most of them haven't reached a decision point where they're yet to choose one lifestyle over the other. Is it possible to maintain connection with a self-sabotaging person without being weighed down yourself? Or would it be smart to just leave them in the dust and work on myself for now? If I hint at wanting space, some people get upset and want to cut ties. Others don't understand the concept of taking a break and don't give me space. Okay, you're judging the fuck out of your friends, okay? Which means you're judging the fuck out of yourself, which means you're going to keep playing out these patterns and having them play out with self-sabotaging people. Let them go. Let them be free. Your friends who are self-sabotaging, no, they're not. They just got their shit together, right? Those people who are weighing you down, no, they're not. That's you weighing yourself down. Do you want to do that? No? Then stop. Leaving people in the dust, that's an energetic thing. Sometimes we need to move away from people who are not allowing us to help them or them to help us. Sometimes it doesn't work. And that can be painful, and there can be a separation energetically, not cutting cords, but unraveling cords. And it can be a process. It can be very knotted. You will know that. If you're leaving people in the dust because you just don't want to deal with it, it sounds like an internal pattern you're trying to resolve. Less to do with them. Everyone is you pushed out. Don't forget that. I would not refer to people as self-sabotaging, because what you're really saying is you're self-sabotaging, because your conception of them is quite literally what creates their reality for them. If your imagination is very strong, right? This is why you always kind of want to have the perfect vision of someone. This doesn't mean you're an idiot. I have idiot compassion, idiot, imagination, to use a choking trumpet term and tie it together with imagination. Listen, if someone's fucking punching you in the face and they're a toxic person, it doesn't just mean you're a toxic person. It means there's a pattern here. Maybe the pattern is coming up to show you that, you know what? Yeah, you leave that toxicity or you deal with that inner toxicity. But it can very often be like, okay, this person is about to drop that. They've dropped it. They're not a toxic person. That doesn't mean you hang out with them until you see evidence of that. But that's how you deal with it. And then you'll know what to do. You'll be like, okay, yeah, I got to move away from this person. It's no big deal. We'll come back when things are better. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it, but this is just what has to happen for now. But be careful about narrowing friend groups and that's fine. But don't do it because of the person, because they are you. They are you. Rest and trust. Rest assured in that. But I get it. I mean, you will naturally move towards the life you are meant to live as you feel it. So you don't have to worry too much about what to do. Again, external action in this world, rarely the correct choice. It's a dead world. This freaks people out so much when I say it. I see it whenever I talk to them. I go, this world is dead. It's an after effect. You can't do anything here. What do you mean? I can do whatever I want. Sure. Yes, you can. We do have that ability, but you pre-select it. You produce it. You write it. You direct it. You act in it. We're in the acting stage here. You have very little control. We kind of have to run the script. So why don't you produce, write, and direct something worthy of remembering and living an amazing life, right? That's kind of how we do this shit. Life is good. It's a movie. We write it. We produce, write, direct, and act in it. So just make it a badass fucking cool fucking movie, right? That's what this is. Live events are happening. Thinking April. This come up show that we're doing. I'm going in the city in a little less than a week. Going to start recording some stuff. Stay tuned for that. I don't know exactly where we're releasing it. That's going to be with Sean and Cass from the Very 8 podcast. Go check out the episode I did with them recently. Miraculous Weekend. Wow. That was fun. Me, Joey, Cass, and Sean. Things are good. If you're going in and you're oscillating between these intense periods of joy and then it's fear and doubt and insecurity, just don't react. Just don't react. It's all fucking good. It's all good. I promise you. I know it doesn't feel like that times. I spazzed out so hard last week. So fucking hard. I haven't spazzed out like that. I can't even remember when. Truthfully. To the point where it's like, what am I doing? I couldn't get out of it. So I believe I went through that shit to understand on a greater level what a lot of you may be going through. And I don't want to say that I don't go through this stuff myself, but like, wow, I get it. It's okay. You will pull out of it, I promise you, on a very deep level, but you do it yourself. Surround yourself with great people, great music, great food, great environments, great nature, all of this shit. It's really important. What did my co-star just tell me? Fear collapses the imagination. Right on fucking time, co-star. It's true. It collapses your imagination. Your imagination is infinite, boundless, omnipotent. And fear just constricts it a little bit. Don't judge the fear for that. It's trying to show you a relationship. Sometimes we go way out and expand, and then we contract a little bit because we want to get our boundaries. And fear can be a contraction, and it's okay. You want to keep expanding out? You can do that too. Okay. Wow. This was a good episode. I feel really good about this one. Of course I did, because I went through the fucking ringer this past week just to show you guys. I'll try to get in when I'm feeling like shit next time I'm recording episodes. You can see I really am a human being. Rate and review this podcast. Go check out other podcasts on MindPod Network. Become a patron. Join that fucking weird world. Synchronicity, Patreon, patreon.com/synchronicity. Readings. Like I said, if you've listened this far and you're going through this shit, Mercury Retrograde Readings. Go sign up. syncpodcast.com/readings. Yeah, people know what's up. I know you guys are signing up for them. These are a slightly lower price point than the regular ones. And here's the deal. People know this. I don't cut you off at the end of a fucking reading if we're working on something. Oh, time's up. Bye-bye. So the time is less of a thing. It's more for me to manage my time than like a set thing that's going on. So you can keep that in mind. That's it. You're the best. Lots of fun journeys and things coming up. Stay tuned for music. Music is coming, guys, for real. What are we in, February? Yeah, no, we're good. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Until then, happy imagining.